Is the Monument Hobbies synthetic brush set really a game changer as everyone says it is? Well, today you're gonna find out in this unboxing, and we're gonna put it through its paces. So don't miss out on this crucial review if you're looking to upgrade your paint game. All right, as you already know, I am a big old dork for Monument Hobbies. So let's go ahead and get this started. All right, so let's start out with the carrying case that it came in. It's just a nice standard case, a good little hard plastic. I didn't have any shipping issues. I actually enjoyed the sticker. Monument Hobbies, generally anytime you do an order, they put some random sticker in there. And this time I got this Don't Eat the Paint one, which I really love. Except for they gave me some spoons. I got some spoons here to eat my paint with. So Dauntless synthetic brushes. It's a 5 set. So let's crack this bad boy open and take a better look at these paints. There we go. Came open pretty easy. Nice tube. Save that. All right, so we got 5 brushes here. Let's line them up. B, 0, the 1, 3, and the 5. There we go. All right, now we got them in order. Let's check them out by biggest to smallest, because that's how we generally work, right? All right, so our BAB, right? I'm gonna go with big ass brush. There we go. It's a nice flat brush. Tip feels good. I know this got that like whatever they put on brushes to keep them hard in shipping, but it looks nice. I like this blue, obviously. I'm a big fan of blues. It's almost like, I would say it's actually really close to the, no, not quite. It's a little bit more bluey. It's not quite their sky blue either, is it? Oh, whoa, that's really close to sky blue. There we go. All right, which is one of my favorite paints by them. So it's somewhere in between those two colors right there. I like it. It's got the Monument brand right there and the name of this type of brush. I'm assuming that's on all of them. All right, let's take a look. Let's get the cap off of this one. There we go. This is the 5. Nice point on that brush. Let's get really zoomed in here. There we go. Yep, that is really nice. All right, let's go with the next one. Which one is this? This is the 3. Again, nice. That looks like a workhorse brush right there. I like, that's like a perfect little size right there. Yep. And then this is the 1. That is nice. Yeah, it's got like a little bit of sponge going. Yeah, look. So it's not, I'm not trying to damage the tip, obviously, but it's got nice ferrules there. Yep, it's nice and soft, especially for a synthetic brush. And then we got the 00, super fine, super, wow, yeah, that is nice. And it's already got, yep, that is a nice tipped brush there. All right, so let's go ahead and just move these bad boys off to the side here. Let's go ahead and grab this 1 right here. I'm liking this one already. All right, we got some good tip action going here. They typically like to start curving and stuff like that. Here, I found another good synthetic brush right here. Like, see how the tip starts to curve in like that? That's a bad rap that synthetic brushes have. Well, we're gonna see what happens with these brushes here today. All right, so let's dive into these brushes a little bit more here. So we got our BBA. This is just a good application brush. I like using this style of brush for like brush on primers and stuff like that, or just large surface areas that you're trying to get going. This is a thick brush. I like this. Is actually kind of meaty. I like it. It's got a good handle grip on it. They all have like this bow out right here in the middle. I always enjoy when a brush has something to actually hold on to that's not like a straight stick that usually just goes straight down to the point at the other end. Let's see here, the number 5 brush. This is definitely going to be a workhorse brush here. This is like perfect for my size hand. I'm a pretty big guy, but this number 5 here is going to be good for putting on in larger areas that you're not, but you're still trying to get on some details. Good blending brush probably going to be for me here. All right, this number 3 is probably going to be a semi workhorse. It's going to be between these 0 and this 3. I'm a big fan of ones and zeros. The double zero is really for when I'm working on something super detailed, like banner work and stuff like that, or doing the text on scrolls and stuff like that. It's typically when I'm using that kind of small brush. So, but threes are like your workhorse brush when you're putting on main sections of paint onto detailed locations. Like, for example, let me zoom in here again. So, like when I was doing these right here, it's a little sneak peek of my work in progress. Like these blue stripes here and here, that's the size kind of brush I was using. I was using, like, it's not something that needs to be crucially detailed, but it needs to get into small little places. That's when these like three brushes and zero brushes are perfect for. All right, so let's hit some high points real quick. Let's try to get some layering going on here. We're gonna mix these two colors together a little bit and just hit some high ridge points real quick, just to kind of see how it feathers. It's the combination between brush and paint. So that's one. Let's hit this real quick. This has been like my practice piece for a while, and I've not completed this model paint in quite some time. Used it for multiple practice scenarios, and it's been working out pretty well actually. This was a unique model to build. It's actually leftover pieces from my other Grey Knight, that's Grey Knight Tech Marine that I built, and the leftover pieces that I had from that kit bash is this guy. So it was like a fun challenge to myself. And there's still some sections on here now that I'm seeing that I've missed, but it's all good because I'm using this blend, hitting it a little bit harder in other places, but it's all good. Raised points here. Yeah, it feathers really nicely. Let's try it on a larger surface, just whatever's left. Yep, it feathers real nice. I like it. Look at that. Yep. Let's go with a brighter red just to kind of see how it fades in. Just the top portion of that knee pad, really going to be bright. All right, again, let's clean that brush. A couple stirs, lower wick, and let's see what comes off. Oh man, I'm just how clean the brush is coming. Let's compare it to, and you can see well, it's wet too, but I'm trying to really, what I'm looking for is how much red is left in the brush. Not if I bet if I wet this brush, it would look probably about the same. Yeah, this came out really clean. I'm not seeing any red on camera or in person, other than what little bit of red the water is now from just painting for a bit. All right, yeah, that's kept its tip really well. All I did was just roll it a little bit just now, and yeah, I like it, especially for a synthetic brush. All right, so Dauntless synthetic brushes. I would say, so price point wise, I would say this is a great way if you know you're done with your hobby store basic $5 20 brush sets and you're ready to pull the trigger on a high quality brush, but you also don't want to break the bank by buying like real hair brushes that are like $50 a brush. I know I'm exaggerating there, but you know what I mean. If you look at the prices of brush sets, this Dauntless Synthetic 5-set series is a good starting point. If you're ready to hit that next step and step up your game to the next level, this is a good purchase right here. As a fan of Monument Hobbies, this is a good purchase. I am not a monumental yet. That is definitely a goal of mine. I can't wait for that fateful day when I can be like, hi, use this code right here. Joshua, I'm looking at you, bud. I see you. And one day I'll edit this video and right here I'll be like, da-da-da. No, I'll probably update this video down the road when I eventually do become a monumental with a code down below. So if we've hit that point by then, do check down in the description below for my future monumental code. And remember, every stroke of the brush and swing of the blade adds character to your miniature. YouTube thinks you'll like this video right here. If you'd like to subscribe, click this button right here. And if you'd like to see my Instagram and see behind the scenes and work in progress, click this button right here. And I'll see you in the next one.